So we've now got a good start to our song, but it's time to do a bit of housekeeping. I previously turned down the volume of all my tracks, but if I play the song back again now, you'll notice there we're getting a bit of clipping again. Clipping is digital distortion and it can sound quite unpleasant. So this isn't essential, but it's just good practice. So I'm going to turn down the volume of all of my tracks very slightly once again. So I'll click on the top of one of the tracks, then hold Shift and do the same on these other tracks. Now I'll just pull down the volume very slightly. Let's play it back once more. You'll see there the meters are now no longer turning red. Right, so as you can see, we've only got 5 tracks so far, but we'll be adding some more quite soon. It's probably time that we start organising our session. Otherwise, it can become a bit overwhelming in the future. So I'm just going to start renaming my tracks and my clips. To rename a track, simply right-click. Then you can go down to rename. I'm just going to call this bass. Now I'm going to change the name of this track. First of all, I'm just going to solo it with this button down here to make sure I know which part it is, and play back. So that's my arpeggio part. So I'm going to right-click and rename this arpeggio. Can do the same for this track, so I'll solo this and play again. That's this melody part. Another way to rename is simply using the shortcut Command R or Control R on Windows. Then you can simply type it in. You just have to make sure the correct track is selected. Something else I'm going to do is change the colour of this track, because it's the same as my arpeggio part. And this will just make things easier to see. So you can right-click and then go down to one of these colours. Just click on one of these and that'll change the colour of your track. You can also do the same on the clips. So I'm going to right-click and choose a different colour. I'm going to rename my last 2 tracks. Right, I'm now going to give names to my different clips. Just to help me remember what these parts are. I feel like the idea that I've come up with feels like a chorus. So I'm just going to rename this clip Chorus Bass. You rename clips in the exact same way as renaming tracks. I'm going to rename this, call this arpeggio. I'll just call it ARP for short. Now our session is a little bit more organised, so let's start looking at how you can use clips to arrange your song ideas. So clips can be moved to different clip slots on the same tracks or even moved to different tracks. So if I clicked and dragged this pad clip, I could drag it over to my arpeggio track. Again, you can drop it in any clip slot that's available. Be careful if you drag over another clip slot, as you will delete the clip that's already there. So I'm just going to press undo. Moving clips around can be a good way to try out different ideas on different sounds. So clips can also be duplicated. Sometimes you may want to use a very similar part in 2 sections of your song. So that's when duplicating is useful. To do so, right-click and go to duplicate. Or use the shortcut Command D on a Mac or Control D on Windows. See, now we have 2 of the exact same clips on this arpeggio track. Another way to duplicate is holding Option on a Mac or Control on Windows and clicking and dragging to a new clip slot. See there, the little plus icon has appeared. I'll just press undo. I'm going to start coming up with a bit of an arrangement. So I've already duplicated my arpeggio and now I'm going to duplicate this melody. Right, so the idea I've got is to play these 2 parts before I play the whole chorus section. I'm just going to order this slightly differently, so I've got my intro section at the top and my chorus section just below. So I'm just going to move all of these other clips down to the second scene. I could play this first scene back with just these 2 clips, and then play the second scene back, which has the rest. I'll just hit stop quickly first to disengage all of our clips, and then play my first scene. Okay, our set is a little better organised now. In the next video, I'm going to show you a useful feature for when playing your clips back.